Good morning. This is Montessori Guru. Just this morning, I just finished the talk with some of our parents, and the topic of my talk today was on the will, the child's will. And I was inspired to give this brief message by a parent who told me that it was a very enlightening talk. It was basically it broke mindsets, no, of child rearing, of parenting, because when we think about teaching and raising our children, we always talk about, well, developing their movement so they don't become, they don't become lampa, or they don't become anong tawag natin doon, yung they cannot control their bodies, no? We talk about developing their independence because we want them to do things for themselves. We talk about developing their language, of course, as a form of communication. No? Language is culturally accepted as an indicator sometimes of intelligence. No? And of course, later on, the language of other things, the language of math, etc. But we hardly include in our education in schools, and also maybe in our home, well, at least not consciously, thinking about developing the child's will. Usually, we even if we look back at how children are raised, usually they say, to discipline you have to break your child's will. But Dr. Maria Montessori spoke a big deal about developing this will. Because like anything else, the child does not come ready-made. Everything is a nurture. Nature and a nurture, and part of that is nurturing the development of the will. And what is will? Will allows the child, when the child has a developed will, it allows the child to feel that he's confident. He's in control. He's controlled, he's confident, and he is able to strive, or to learn more, and thus leads to competence. So will equals a sense of control for the child, develops confidence, and then it leads to competence, the development of competence. How do you develop the will? Ironically, it's a very big question. But Montessori has a lot to say about that. Development of the will leading to obedience. The will is actually, put briefly, is the balance of the child's ability to recognize authority and yet have the ability to develop and think for themselves. If I put it in a philosophical sense, developing the will really is developing the freedom to choose what is good. Because after all, if we are to raise human beings, we need to raise human beings not only with intellect or smartness or intelligence, but also the spirit to choose to do good. Because after all, what is intelligence? I'm good in math. I can calculate the exact bomb that I will create to bomb a place of somebody else within a particular distance. Intelligence, no spirit. Because education and educating of human beings is really developing the will and the intelligence together. That makes a human.